How's it going? Just back out in the woods, checking out to see if I can find any more ancient mine pits and all more modern mines. This one, I'm up kind of in the Keweenaw Peninsula, southern end, making my way up, but I found a shaft over here where it's an adit. This is a more modern mine, obviously, but most of these mines in this area were sunk on ancient pits, as I've always repeated in my videos. So I'm gonna head maybe to the top, see if there's anything up there, and see if there's any remains of ancient pits. Let's go. So this is pretty neat. So all right there, there's one right here. But this one, let's do this rock. Comes out right here, follows along, and then there's another shaft right here. It's pretty neat. I ain't going in, I can tell you that. This hillside littered with these. These are, like I said, modern. Looks like drilled on with the vein. An angle. This could be an adit, not the main shaft. Yeah, these holes are everywhere. Gotta be careful walking around here for sure. I'd like to get up to the top. Might have to go down the backside. Looks like we got more shafts or something right up here. So looks like a fissure mine. Went through the side of the bluff following the vein. Looks like it might have collapsed. That's pretty cool. Looks like it's got an opening back there. See light through there. Comes out right here. It goes down pretty deep. Well, not pretty deep, but who knows how far it actually goes. And this over here. It goes down quite a ways. So what they do in these cliff faces here is they'd find a vein of copper and they'd dig into the side of the bluff following that vein. And if the vein went in deeper, that's when they went underground. Same way the ancients did it in the side of the cliffs. They'd find the vein, start hammering at it, fire setting, superheat it up with a large bonfire and throw water on it. The rapid contraction of the rock and the copper would break the rock, either shatter the rock or break the rock, and made it easy to hammer away with hammerstones and pound the copper out of rock. But these more modern mines, they used dynamite and drills. Earlier years, they used sledgehammers and a long drill bit. And what they did is they had two guys you swinging the hammers at the end of the bit, and one guy holding the bit, and in turn that would crush the rock and eventually get the hole deep enough for them to put the charge in, dynamite, and then blow the rock out. Now mind you, they didn't have flashlights and everything back in the day. They had candles. In the mid to late 1800s, they had candles. A lot of manpower in those early years. It doesn't compare to the amount of absolute manpower the ancient miners did, though, with just stones and any other copper implements they had. It'd be really cool to find some of them. I know a little ways down the road there is a confirmed ancient mine pits, so I'll probably stop there, take a look. But for now, I'm gonna keep walking around here, checking out these different shafts and fissures. It's pretty cool. So this is kind of interesting. Some rock sitting here. It's modern. Let's see. I think it was ancient, a little smoother pounded areas, but it's another odd spot here. All these rocks piled up. Big old kind of pit carved out of the side of this rock here. This is good potential to possibly be ancient pit, same as this one right here. One down here too. Unless they're just exploratory, I'm not sure. I'll walk around a little bit. If I find a hammerstone, I'll know. Assuming it would have been picked over by now, though. Came up with this big boulder here. It's kind of neat. See the spine. Random stuff you find in a top of a bluff or a ridgeline. These rocks are old. Another spot on top of this bluff here. See, went in and dug out. If it was more modern mining, they would have had larger chunks of rock. They blasted out bigger piles strewn across, but I don't see any. So this plausible for an ancient pit. Like I said before though, without finding any tools or hammers, I can't be 100% certain. It feels hollow here. Must go deeper, but here's a pretty cool spot. Looks like it might have been the top of a shaft that caved in. Candy wrapper. So far I haven't found any hammerstones at the pits I was looking at. Of course, they would be buried for quite a while, so a few thousand years might put them down deeper than surface level. Keep looking.
So, unfortunately, I didn't find any more of the smaller pits that looked like mines, so I didn't record anymore. Figured I had enough of the area. I found a few more shafts from the more modern mine, but that side of the bluff was pretty worked over by the modern miners. But I am pretty convinced
Carved out of the side of this rock here.
that this one,
right here.
or these two right here, are ancient digging. They fit the bill. They're not near the more large-scale mining from the 19th and 20th century. These are just smaller pits dug out into the rock or into the ground itself, into the base of a outcropping. So, hope you're enjoying this series that I'm doing out in the woods, searching for the older mine, the ancient pits around modern mines. I got a couple more coming. Hopefully, I can get out there a few more times before winter comes. Won't be able to get out there until springtime. So, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, comment anything down below, asking questions about the video or questions in general, and I'll answer them if I can. And any other places up in the UP that you think are noteworthy and related to the ancient copper mining, or even just a weird kind of neat area with some cool geology and everything like that, I like checking that stuff out too. So once again, I thank you very much. We'll see you next time.